one of the top executives of a consulting firm that the Environmental Protection Agency has recently hired to help it with media affairs, has spent the past year investigating agency employees who have been critical of the Trump administration, federal records show. The firm, Definers Public Affairs, based in Virginia, specializes in conducting opposition research to aid Republican Party causes, meaning that it seeks to find damaging information on Democratic political candidates in an effort to undermine their election bids. A vice president for the firm, Alan Blutstein, federal records show, has submitted at least 40 Freedom of Information Act requests to the EPA since President Trump was sworn in. Many of those requests target employees known to be questioning management at the EPA. Since Scott Pruitt, the agency's administrator, was confirmed. Mr. Blutstein, in an interview, said he was taking aim at resistance figures in the federal government, adding that he hoped to discover whether they had done anything that might embarrass them or hurt their cause. I wondered if they were emailing critical things about the agency on government time and how frequently they were corresponding about this, he said. And did they do anything that would be useful for Republicans? Johan Wilcox, a spokesman at the EPA, declined to comment on the information requests. He said the decision to hire Definers, which signed a $120,000 no-bid contract to monitor and collect news coverage about the agency, was solely financial. The EPA previously contracted with Bulletin Intelligence LLC for media services at a rate of $207,000 a year. That contract was open to other bids. Definers was awarded the contract to do our press clips at a rate that is $87,000 cheaper than our previous vendor, and they are providing no other services, Mr. Wilcox said in an emailed statement. If you have questions regarding how Definers operates, we encourage you to contact them. The contract, which was awarded this month, is part of an unconventional news media operation that Mr. Pruitt has set up at the agency as he tries to get a handle on the coverage of him by newspapers, including the New York Times, and criticism by Democrats in Congress and environmental groups. The decision to award the contract was first reported by Mother Jones. The founders of Definers, Joe Pounder and Matt Rhodes, are longtime Republican political operatives. Mr. Pounder was the research director for the Republican National Committee and worked on the presidential campaign of Senator Marco Rubio of Florida in 2016. Mr. Rhodes managed Mitt Romney's presidential campaign in 2012. The two previously founded America Rising, a political action committee that works closely with Republicans. Mr. Blutstein serves as the Vice President of Freedom of Information Act operations at America Rising and has filed the majority of his requests to the EPA via that organization. Mr. Pounder said the EPA would use the company's news tracking tool called Definers Console. The firm had an improved way of collecting and analyzing clips, he said, noting that America Rising and Definers were distinct entities.